afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on the Glaze. Between the south, you got MrPoopybutthole from here on called Paulus, fighting for the Oberkommando West for Germany, for the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend, versus in the north, you got GitGud, or Get Wrecked, we'll just call George, fighting here for King and Country. For the 5th and 2nd Infantry Division holding the line as the Hun launches their assault. We got here Scamming, Spec Ops and Firestorm versus Mobile Assault, Vanguard and Advanced Emplacement. With all the Soldaten bulletins, 2 of those. Infantry versus all infantry there for George. Paulus here heading west and centrewards with his infantry. Rushing towards the house to lay down barbed wire. More folks was following up here for him. Whereas we got for George double section with Vickers start up there. So right off the bat there, he's also rushing towards the centre, and he's also heading eastwards there towards the fuel point. But while then we can see that Paulus is very intent on securing the battlefield ahead of time to make it harder for George to move about. There goes section setting up, opening up the Steel Pioneers, in this case preventing them from laying down the barbed wire there, but they can grab the munitions. More folks there arriving for Paulus. Section moving up, then getting the Steel Pioneers out in the open. Lee Enfield arrives and they're getting off a minor kill there for Jurgen, who flies into the air. As I don't know actually. And Ludwig follows after, though in a much more sort of sensible manner, just falls over. Yeah, Ludwig, he always wanted to show off, even in death. Idiot. Vickers following up, they'll probably occupy the position they can fade that way, sort of cover the area here with machine gun fire, making it hard for Paulus to move through there. In the west, though, forces continue to grab territory. We got more forces there for Paulus so far, just a lot of infantry. Similarly here for George, well, he's got 2 sections and a Vickers, not so much infantry there. Could it be, yeah, in the 3rd section, he's also going for an infantry-heavy approach there for the British anyways. But while here, he seems to be intent on just denying access to the house. Of course, you can't really do that, and most you can sort of trap them in there, which is basically the best you can achieve if they're too small in numbers. Points there being secured. Section moving ahead. Eastwards, westwards, not a lot of engagements here between the 2 sides. You've got a 4th Volkskriegs on the way there for Paulus. As for George, nothing further there, no tech up. Might be he's aiming for a 4th section to help deal with the Huns. Volkskriegs they're taking man loss to the section there, getting their cover bonus. Eastwards, Volkskriegs moving there, Steel Pioneers pushing back for reinforcement, having taken quite a few hits there from the Tommies. And there we go, we do have the tech up here for him. A 2 command post going up. And the force there keeps fighting here, now being supported by the Vickers 2nd section moving up. But at the same time, it does mean while he's concentrated here, the rest of the map is actually pretty unguarded, meaning if Paulus can just keep up pressure here, he can quickly grab a lot of territory and force quickly George here to sort of split up. Of course, he might have to defend the areas around here, but again, we just sort of harass as he can perhaps slow down a bit the parts there of the assault. And he's also got a lot more sort of squads out on the field here compared to George, in a sense, so this could work out well. In particular, he just keeps the Vickers there, in which case he's only got 3 moving elements versus Paulus's 5. There you go, going straight for the fuel point there. Point there secured, going for the victory point here. Folks up here. Looks like they managed to push back the Tommies there. Steel Pioneers moving up their section, trying to grab it. He's going to have to rush forward. He's going to, I would suggest using the Volkskriegs as first base, having them draw away fire from the Steel Pioneers. This kind of maneuver, he allows the Steel Pioneers to be focused down there, where he should have been better to use the Volkskriegs. Of course, once the Steel Pioneers are up close, they would have won anyways. But there you go. Section is pushed back, but again, I would say a Volkskriegs loss is a lot easier to come than a Steel Pioneer loss. And he's occupying the church, sections moving in there, so now we can see sort of the larger numbers being utilised. We can now see George, of course, once he's taken up, rapidly pushes out a sapper section. And we got a doctoral choice here for Paulus. It is Firestorm, heavily armed men of the 12th SS with the Flammenwerfers. Bit of engagements there. We got no tech up yet here though for Paulus, but there you go, we can see it's a really big sweep here, hooking behind George's lines, basically trying to avoid the house instead of going for the more vulnerable points. Again, that basically punishes the Vickers for just being static. They can just keep it up there. But again, with the flamethrower, he just needs sort of an launch attack from here and then here, or even just a Molotov. Well, he doesn't have access to the Molotov. Again, he's got the flamethrower, but that way he can also just deal with things. It's a bit more risky this way, but
your base can now produce armored
still
cars.
could do the trick. There we go. As the assault goes in there, nice assault there overall by Paulus. Could have been, you know, a bit more slightly smartly executed, but overall I think he did well there. Quickly laying down barbed wire, but overall there, nice assault here again, using basically one Fulton squad as a distraction, causing George to rush everything over to defend the fuel point, basically a pressure point move. He then sort of launches a big assault towards the centre and secures that for the fatherland. It's got a tag up here, Battle Group headquarters there. With all the infantry, of course, Paulus has, I mean, Battle Group headquarters with medics does make a lot of sense. In particular, since also chosen a doctrine, which essentially is very infantry oriented with the salvage, flamethrowers, but also recruit losses. Flamheads can in theory also support there versus the Inselaffen. Burn them. Czechs moving out into the open, fortunately they're firing away from the house. Car 19 casing up, bullets flying in there go. Section of management to cover here against the Fulton. Got the Steel Pioneers nearby, which can very quickly punish Georgia. And in that regard, I mean, Forestrum is actually not a bad doctor at all here for this map. Again, with the access to flamethrowers, you can very quickly make it harder here for George to use any cover or houses, which is rather sort of how this map works a lot there. So that's a pretty good, I think, choice there actually by Paulus. And it's overall also rare to see Forestrum. I mean, I see some players utilise it, but Paulus is a far good use of it. Fortunately, being suppressed by the Vickers, supporting a section there towards the centre. Back here, we got the medics on the way. He could consider an MG-34. Of course, he might be worried about armoured cars, which are very much a possibility, and thus go for the Raketenwerfer. Mines here could also be a good choice. I mean, he's got a lot of ground, so tractors are prepared ahead of time for any British counterattacks. But yeah, now we got a big push through into the west here again, basically taking advantage of his opponent's attack and hit him in his soft spot. So not a bad move there either by George. I think better than just attacking into Paulus himself. Just hit him where he isn't. In this case, using the Vickers then to cover any movement from the occupied territories towards his own territories. And also make it higher their force overall. So I think that's a sharp counterattack there by George, really. And here it sort of hurts Paulus for not having, say, an MG-34 out to sort of help stall up any attacks. So map control is quickly getting a bit wicked there between the two sides. Those mines here. He's just going to grab territory. He's not trying to launch a big attack here. He could try and flank behind the Vickers there, and some elements seem to be moving towards the west. I think we are getting some assault rifles here. Nope, none at all in fact. Also no anti-tank weapons, and we can see here that George is getting out an armoured car. So Paulus here could very quickly end up in a bit of trouble there versus George if he's not careful. The 52nd Infantry Division could have a very nice surprise to store here for the 12th SS. Vickers moving up there this time. Again, he's using more active now, and again, it's all of a sudden a lot more potent for George rather than when the time is just there. Again,
The ability is ready for use.
Paulus knows what it is. He can then sort of react to it much more sort of steadily. There you go. In this case, the barbed wire trap works out. It's a nasty one. It's a nasty one. And that's basically why you are. But you don't do it to deny them to get into the house. You do it to make it, punish them once they try to get out. So that's a very nasty trick here Paulus did. And basically burn them to hell. And of course he won't be utilising the house at all. Otherwise he could very well be the one caught in the trap there. So essentially his opponent's going to have to clear out the barbed wire if he wants to make use of that house. Both sides building some manpower there. We got 6 moving up the Steel Pioneers fully nearby. In the east fighting for the fuel point, their sappers rush forwards. But there you go, suffering minor losses already. Another section there from George to replace the ones lost. He can soon, throw in some commandos at his opponent if he wants to. In the meanwhile, though, just another section. He could also go for weapon racks. He could throw in some grenades, some Mills bombs. As for Paulus, is he planning a mechanized regiment at this point? That's an interesting decision. There you go, double kidnappers. He's clearly getting worried about enemy vehicles. In the end, though, the sappers actually won here in the east. A surprising still development there. A victory for George and King and Country. In the west here, the armoured car that is flying against the low health folks. Kind of these out in the open. Cracks machine gun there, quickly rakes them down and does some nasty damage. Truck falling back, they're grabbing the point here. Centre is somewhat occupied. Okay, he's cancelling one of the Raketenwerfers for the Steel Pioneer squad. Might be planning a pantry track there, I guess, instead. I mean, that also works out nicely. Or perhaps minesweepers if he's worried about George here laying down mines. Though so far, George and the British have yet to lay down a single mine. And neither has Paulus really. That's I definitely think a bit, something they could have done there more with. But such is life. No assault rifles either. But there you go, one Raketenwerfer out there. Oh, never mind, there was a mine there. I forgot about that. That's unfair of me to Paulus. My apologies. Incendiary grenade against the Vickers. Quickly pops in through the house there. Vickers burning up there nastily. Reinforcing. Healing. More Steel Pioneers. We'll have to see what it is well, Paulus ends up with. And, well, mobile assault they can call in the commands, in which case you can get up some nasty bursts there versus Paulus, who will not be, I think, too ready for it if he sort of just does it at the right time. But those silent Sten guns. Fuel point was not been secured, needs to do something about it. I mean, he could in theory just go for Kupang to help grab him some territory there, but of course he might not feel that it's worth the investment at this point. Troops are being suppressed here. Another mine there. Incendiary grenade there against a section. Also standing about. There's Stuart Pioneers also standing about. His assault, his fault. Oh, he lost an entire squad there. He wasn't paying attention. He might lose the Stuart Pioneers as well. Oh dear, he lost them as well. I mean, keep in mind the Vickers is a very potent machine gun. It actually does the most damage out of any sort of medium machine gun team. And if you're not careful, it can very quickly go through your men. And that's basically what happened here. Huge loss there for Paulus and the 12th SS, full gun of the squad, and a Storm Pioneer squad. I'm guessing he was preoccupied with other things, that something was distracting him, but that was a huge loss. So those two infantry, including one with a flamethrower, which is now the opponent could in theory secure against him. Plus, he's not grabbed back to his fuel point, and now George is falling in with the commandos and setting up there ready for an ambush against the Huns. And this is definitely going to be a very nasty setup there. Taking his ult to get the first strike ability. And you know, once he moves up there, he's going to take some extra damage. Plus, there's also the light gammon bomb. Guessing at this point, he's planning for the Schwerpanzer quarters, which is not going to be a half bad idea there. Versus the Tommies, the Inselhafen. George, though, is still not laying down any mines, I think, and he's not really upgrading his men either. There you go, fuel secured. Germans arriving, getting ready to spring the ambush. Light gammon bomb. And ends up taking down from. That wasn't so well set up there in the end, so a small blessing there for Paulus and the 12th SS section. They're firing back. Section turning about there. We got the Vickers moving out. They're going to realise when it's needed elsewhere. I'm a bit surprised he wasn't expecting an assault towards the fuel point there more than he did. You know, if he moved up the Vickers, they could really have messed up for Paulus there. Though, of course, there's also the option of Paulus just struck for the east and went for the fuel point there. I mean, that could also have been a bit of a sneaky option. There you go, assault rifle fire. Basically regular bolt action rifle fire here. Baker setting up there though. He's got no troops immediately able to actually flank this. This is actually less good for him. Okay, Kevin setting up. There you go. Armored car moving ahead. Okay, an effort shoots, hits. Gonna need at least a few more to get off there. Flamethrower on the second Stuart Pioneer squad. They can use pressed by the Vickers, and again he's taking a lot of damage there from the now veteran 2 Vickers machine gun. Truck's still doing nothing. I mean, he can't go for the Schwerpanzer quarters now. See, thereafter, he could try and aim for at least some orbital down. I mean, some more elite infantry could have an effect here against George and the 52nd Infantry Divisions. Vickers moving ahead here. That's actually a bit of a mistake there, since he's not ideal with it there. In fact, there's an infantry squad in heavy cover, so a bit of a tactically unfortunate decision, I think, there by George. Truck moving up, so he's going to set up the Schwerpanzer quarters that way, try and cover up his fuel point against harassment from George and the Tommies. Take up here for George, bringing up some armour from a nearby armoured brigade. The British did operate, I think, with those sort of more independently to wherever they were needed. Schwerpanzer quarters there for Paulus. Revealing the mighty 30mm flak. Panzer divisions would usually have access to bigger flak cannons, like the 88mm. Actually, they would usually have their own sort of smaller unit. That has, of course, sort of more mobile flaks as well. Whereas infantry divisions would usually only have access to 2cm flaks, maybe a few sort of lighter ones, sort of mobile ones, to support their tank destroyer battalion and such there. Little fun fact there. Commander rushing up there. Got light gammon bomb. Fall to the need to retreat. Overall needs to fall back. He's finally getting an MD-34 there, by the way, Paulus. Finally, we got a Storm Pioneer squad here flanking in. The Flammer, there goes Schwerpanzer squad holding the commanders. They need to retreat. They need to retreat before the 30mm flak ends their lives, their existences. A lot of troops moving there back. MD-34 moving forward. I mean, he's fuel-wise quite off there because, again, George has been able to control the battlefield a lot more in that direction, though. I mean, Paulus have done some of that to harass his opponent as well. There you go, orbital on the hand could help him swing the fight there versus the infantry. If he upgrades them, sort of keeps them alive, they can end up doing a lot of damage. We'll have to see how that works out, though, for Paulus. George, though, he's loading a lot of munitions, and he's just not doing anything with it. I mean, there's no Bren guns, there's no mines. I mean, he's laying down SAM action and preparing the battlefield at a time. I mean, that's good, but there's just Nothing else going on there. And in theory, I mean, yeah, go harassment towards east there. I mean, he can also catch in some troubles there. Akedmev's in a reserve position. Healing reinforcement. Orbital Anonymous down there for Paulus. Hardened veterans. Sabba's moving up.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
There we go. Orbital Darden. Piddle mount machine gun there. Nope, by the way, the camouflage pattern they're wearing is actually Waffen SS. Though, mind you, as the war progressed, I mean, Waffen SS camouflage uniforms generally found their way into the hand of the Wehrmacht more regularly. Though also the Luftwaffe's sort of elite division, the Hammond Göring, would also regularly use, well, SS pattern camouflage. Fun fact there, by the way. Fun fact.
We stand at 300 points.
Light infantry gun there for Paulus to help deal with the Vickers, maybe just provide some more constant pressure. In these there go section and commanders there, flame for another section, opening up here for a bit less pressure, and we got a mortar emplacement up to cover the area. If he attacks it with sort of enough pressure, he could knock it out there fast enough. You got the armored coming down there, but the Kednev's nearby, could threaten to knock it out. Section there being suppressed, the Kednev shoots and misses the target. Fulters in these, push back, heavily damaged, puts you up there. Nope, by the way, the way he did hit counterattack was actually pretty good. He moved up one squad to cut off the retreat path while the other attacked from the front there. Nice move there by George, by the way, nice move. Again, a lot of players when they attack or counter-attack tend to forget about the potential of just, cutting off their opponent's retreat path, and that way increasing their chances of actually wiping out some units. So nice move there by George versus Paulus. In this case, it was really lucky, but Paulus just got a bit luckier. Attack straight here on the mortar placement. Steel punch with flamethrowers. Like Kednev's opening up. Orbital down moving up. He might not be quite paying attention to the placement, taking heavy damage. You could see it wipe there. Sabba's getting murdered, and there go to the firing gun. There you go. Brace it, but it's too late. It's too late. 6 panic gun needs to get away here. Vickers versus the MD-34. Pretty bad. Oh no! Huge loss there for George. Sabba's lost as well. He could now lose the 6 panic gun as well. Here's German push forward. The LMG-34 there, firing hundreds of rounds. I believe the rate of fire of the MD-34 was around 800 to 900 rounds per minute. And there you go. Wipes the 6 panic gun crew. Vickers there could almost follow into the grave as well. Here as the Orbital push forward. Ever support from the Steel Pioneers. And the centre there you go. We got commanders flanking behind you, going for the support weapons section, grabbing the centre victory point.
The enemy cut our supply
Could see
line.
the light infantry gun they dealt with. There we go. Will he try and steal it? Yes, he does. He does, the cheeky bastard. He tries to run off there with the German artillery. His problem is he's not going to have infantry support there. He might lose the armoured car as well. He's trying to do too many things. Pull back the armoured car. Pull back the armoured car, George. It's about right timing for the mid-game analysis. In terms of damage, small hit here for Paulus, but kills-wise, it's actually George who's ahead here. So, I mean, they're sort of slightly... And again, that's largely due to the armoured cars. In that regard, George has got a lot of sort of advantage. Resource-wise, he's probably got an advantage. Victory points-wise and kills-wise. I mean, he's rather leading in many ways to over Paulus. But Paulus is still, reasonably able to keep pace. I mean, good use units in particular. I think the Orbital down there could definitely give him some extra chances of getting back in the game. In terms of resource float, though, it's a bit more equal there. Neither player floating too much. In terms of points help, I mean, George has overall been a lot more control than Paulus. Again, Paulus there struggling a bit there, perhaps getting too caught up at times. And again, the lack of a machine gun early on sort of stalled down the British infantry certainly hurt him. But I mean, he's sort of beginning to at least get somewhere, I think. Right now, his biggest problem is going to be the tank here from George. And George certainly should be able to do some good damage with that, though. But, I mean, there's all some details. I mean, George always should consider using some of those munitions again. Mines, but as upgrades. I mean, upgrade your infantry with Bren guns, or get some grenades, just, something. Don't float so much munitions there consistently. Or, use advanced cover combat to then boost the infantry section's fighting power. I mean, that's also a strong suggestion there for George. Just, use the munitions, and, of course, remember to get the commander upgrade for the Cromwell. But mines and large, try to flank a bit more. Try to get behind Paulus when he attacks, cut off the retreat path, look for weak units, deal with them. And, try to steal it. For example, grabbing the lightning gun here could very well prove to be a good decision there by George. And certainly quite an annoying one there for Paulus. But that's definitely something there for George to consider here against his opponent. also be careful about like Kenworth. But again, you can sort of spot them, deal with them. You can then quickly launch it to sort them, maybe with commanders and clear them out, and maybe steal them, in which case that could be game over for Paulus at this stage of the game. For Paulus, more Obersoldaten I think would be one of the better choices here. Again, just more elite infantry, as long as the opponent doesn't have any upgrades. I mean, the Obersoldaten will reign quite aggressively against it and could definitely give him an edge there, and certainly bleed George for a lot of manpower, slowing down any further armor or any other plans. I mean, more Obersoldaten right now would be a good choice. Down the road, yeah, Panther 4. Panther, I think, again, with Cromwell's out already, Panther would, I think, stand a better chance of actually having an impact on his opponent. So a Panther, I think, would be a much stronger choice there for Paulus. And with that way, give him some more firepower versus an enemy British armor. So I do think that is what he should consider there. And then always, support with a flamethrower to help deal with infantry and support weapons, in form of the Flampanzer Hetzer. But there's a few more mines in there, more harassment in these, again, trying to deny George as many of his resources and trying to gain more fuel himself. So let's return to the fight and see what happens. Orbison, though, are very much on the run there. Okay, we've almost got the armoured car. Pop smoke, pop smoke. No, he already popped it, and it's too late. Armoured car knocked out there. Small victory for Paulus and the 12th SS.
AEC Mark III armored car has been destroyed.
Gunmen moving ahead, and light infantry gun actually makes its way back there. Crewed by commanders. Didn't join the commanders to be part of the artillery. Well, it's too late now, George. Too late now. Cromwell there, rhyming note, commander up, firing away there, burst through the wall, masonry all over the place, and Fulton is quickly pulling back there in the face of this British medium tank. For the dealing with some infantry, Kedmaf setting up there. If he could sort of bait it in there, he could possibly have a good chance of doing some heavy damage. There you go, Panther 4. The problem is, without sufficient damage beforehand, it won't damage the engine, which is what he wanted to do before then having Kedmaf just punish it. But there you go, still pushed it back here, almost half health. Light infantry gun spotted, need to pull that one a bit further back here. Back to the base there for reinforcement. Baker's up here eventually too, but there you go. Close to the pulling off the assault. We could consider some recruit losses at some point to help him with manpower issues. Otherwise, nothing further there. Could go again for some more Obersoldaten. Then again, he's rather close to Panther 4, though. Again, I would recommend a Panther here versus George. Healing going on there. I mean, the Panther 4 could certainly also work. Nothing further here for George as of yet. I mean, he could easily go for a second Cromwell soon. Grabbing the central victory point. Section commanders are advancing. Sappers on the way there for George to repair his tanks, and that one's got currently no method there except using the munitions. But again, George seems strangely reluctant to utilize any of his munitions. I mean, he seems to be with some players that just completely refuse to use their munitions. It's a bit weird. Commanders there taking advantage of the action in the centre to try and sneak up behind, maybe flank behind again, go for some other support weapons. A nice move there by George, actually. Nice manoeuvre. Oh, not enough deep flank. They should have gone further, deeper in there. Too shallow a flank, George. Too shallow. Oh, once again, he'd gone for deeper flank. He could, realise the situation faster and done something about it. But there you go, grenade off against the MD-34. Wipes it. Ultimately is pushed back though due to also the presence of the Obersoldaten. That certainly opens up here for George to apply further pressure. We've got here quick recruit, we got the section moving in there from behind. Again, this is where grenades further on could also assist the section. I mean, they can sort of grenade at that. Section moving up. We got the MD-34 the running. Baker setting up their veteran to flee now. That is a very nasty state there. Increased lethality. Obersoldaten out in the open will need to retreat soon. Panther 4 almost done there for Paulus. And the 12th SS, Crom there not doing too much. He can soon go for another one. He could also decide for a Firefly here against the Panther 4 as it arrives. Just reinforcing healing. Some armoured units found themselves with not enough Panther force and had to replace them with Stooks during the Battle of the Ardennes. The biggest complaint with that was not so much that they'd been moved from a Panther to a Stook, but that they lost a crew member. Because the Stook was only 4-man, whereas the Panther 4 was 5-man. Little fun fact there. There you go, Cromwell run change the Kedmaf and the Panther 4 there. High likelihood of losing here unless the Panther 4 misses, and it does not, knocking out the Cromwell in a burst of fire. Oh, excellent hit on the Vickers as well, and wipes it. A huge staggering blow there to George. Lost his medium tank and his veteran machine gun crew. That is going to sting quite a bit there. That's a definite good opening here for the Panzer 4. But there you go, 6-pounder gun gets a penetrating hit there through the side skirts of the Panzer 4. Right here though, overall, I mean, still, George has got most of the map there compared to Paulus. Paulus needs to work more towards that. He needs to grab the rest of the map for that matter. He's going for more Steel Pioneers to compare the Panzer 4. Good job, got the Vickers there. Bit close, and George needs to bloody well utilise his munitions. He loses the Panzer 4 too. Meaning whatever small victory he had there is quite short-lived. He needed that to help with the back of the map. Not good. Nicht gut. Das ist nicht gut. Orbison here, they're pushing forwards. 9 kills, half 8 to victory 2. Supported here by a lot of folks. Going to do this again. No, he's yet to upgrade a single squad with assault rifles. More Steel Pioneers arriving. Just reinforcing. He needs to grab more medic. He's getting too focused. He needs to try and grab the rest of the map again. He needs to force George to have to respond elsewhere instead of just attacking head on here. Because again, he doesn't have access to half-tracks or anything you can allow him to keep momentum. So yes, you try and look for just weak spots, gaps, openings. That way you're trying to open up there and then force the opponent to have to attack into him in a sense, rather than just attacking head-on, bleed out, then be forced to retreat. I mean, it really limits how much territory Paulus can grab when he does it like that. Commandos rushing up there, got artillery there, of course, fine. The lightest infantry shoots. And victory points wise, he's far behind George now, far behind. That is not looking good there for Paulus. More orbital data now. More elite infantry will certainly help out for George. Is he planning comets or churchmen? Oh, well, he needs to upgrade soon. Either of them could work out well for him. I mean, the comet is basically a mini Tiger. Almost the same stats, just, you know, non-doctrinal. And there we go. He is going here for hammer tactics. 52nd getting some support there from the bigger tanks. Section being suppressed. We got the big suppressing the Steel Pioneers return. Ops on the flank in there. Go one grenade. The geballte Ladung. Wiping the Vickers in return.
An HMG crew has been lost to enemy action.
Section there sent running. Commanders moving up. Light gun bomb there. Orbison in this case usually dodge it. And there goes Steel Pioneer. Orbison found there versus this commander. Send them running there. And with victory 2, by the way, they gain... well, the only real sort of offensive bonus is the increased accuracy and such there. Otherwise, it's mostly survivability. A bit of suppression at Victory 4, but it's basically just survivability most of the way then. Sprint. Push away there again. He's desperate for the few victory points. Now he's really been low again. He's not he's been neglecting for far too long. Salvaging here for extra fuel. Good, good, good. Grab the center victory point. A lot of orbital on there hurtling about it. His core here of elite infantry. The finest men the 12th SS can muster here for the battle ahead. Section moving ahead. The orbital on here. He needs another squad to upgrade it. But even unupgraded, orbital are actually, you know, pretty good.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Sappers moving ahead there. Getting gunned down. And annihilated. That was definitely not a good move there by George. Been running straight into Victory 2 LMG upgraded orbital dart, and it's pretty much his death sentence. But there he goes, got the command on the way, section sent running. You could consider booby trapping the center victory point here, but there he goes, second light machine gun. That is definitely also a very good choice. I mean, apart from me again, we're saying a Panther, but the victory point is the hour. He needs to go for Yak Panzer, Panther 4, and even if he's gone against up, you know, a Comet, which he is, waiting for the Panther could be too much. I mean, it's going to be too much time than just doing nothing when he absolutely needs to, you know, just get out something to help contest this. I mean, he's got to look ahead, obviously, and go for a Panther extra support, but I mean, a Panther might right now not be in the cards. So, I mean, once he sees the Comet, a Yak Panzer will probably be the better choice. Panther 4 is an option, but not necessarily what it. Oh, he actually did have mine there from George finally, but still, he is floating way too much munitions. I mean, again, there's just been no Bren guns, no grenades except from the commanders. I mean, he's really been missing a lot up there and a lot there, and again, not a lot of mines either. It's definitely a strategic error there by George. Orbison, they're almost right out there by the British manned light infantry gun. Two light machine guns. He's really digging in now. He's really sort of determined to hold no matter what. Comet's heading out there with its 77mm gun. There goes suppressing the troops in the center. We got the Vickers nearby, I believe. Oh, sounded like it. Oh, that is the Vickers he actually stole from his opponent. Alright. I thought that was another idea he actually made, but now I can see it's the Vickers there. Betty, 2 commanders flanking in there. Good work again. He sort of, to an extent, understands the power of flanking. I just wish he also understood the power of utilising your munitions more efficiently. And not just floating them. Or using mines. I mean, there's a lot that he could be doing, which George is just not doing. And there you go at the Panzer. Again, that's the Comet. I'd really suggest the Jagdpanzer, but I mean, he's also worried about the infantry as opposed to the Panzer IV. And again, as long as he then keeps it properly backed up, it might have a chance. But on its own, I mean, that's going to be dead meat for the Panzer IV. The Comet just having the advantage there with more armor, more penetration. I think roughly the same rate of fire, but it just is so much more accurate than the Panzer IV, in particular with the Commander here. It just hits a lot better. There you go, Commanders up close with the Orbiter line now. Veteran defeat, hardened veterans. Iron Cross first class and everything. But almost dead there. The lightning gun he stole is certainly from helpful. Comet flanking in here to help deal with the Fultz Grenadiers. Want to break through the walls here to engage the Comet's wreck, but there you go. Not the Comet's, but Orbiter. But there you go. A Kednev for carrying the flank here. Proves vital in pushing back George's Comet. Panzer IV also arrives here. Another Panzer there for the 12th SS. Orbiter sent running. Grenade there against the section inside the cafe. Forcing it out. Comet's going to need some repairs. More sappers would be a good choice, I think, for George. Another Vickers would also be a good choice. Panzer IV up there, breaks into the walls, then just fires straight into it. Folks, they almost wiped with the Comet. Oh, damn close there for Paulus. 43 points left as finish 72. Anti-tank and can't move due to the barbed wire. And forcing them up there, getting hits there from the Comet. 4 kills, half 8 to veterans. He won already. He hasn't shot any tanks, but again, just that commander bonus is huge just in terms of experience gain there for the Comet. Huge. Almost got the section there with the Panzer IV, no pin machine gun. Paulus does not have the munitions to add a machine gun there on top. You need to get those orbitals back in action. I mean, it's going to, I think, to an extent, come down to the orbital done. In particular, the vets and the 3-1s, and actually they're holding, the ground, standing victoriously against the Tommies. Almost a wipe there with the Panzer IV. Repairing it here. I can have not coming the flank. There you go. 6-pounder gun threatening the flank of the Panzer IV there, but he doesn't have enough to spot for it there. That's good for George, but somewhat good for Paulus, I guess. Not too good, obviously, but MG34 covering. We've got a single commander squad being sent in. Head on. Apparently not expecting his opponent to have a machine gun covering it, and that's going to be the commander's unpleasant surprise there. Comet attacking here for the centre, supporting the saps. There goes straight into the Kednefers. Anti-tank, and they're not set up to cover there. Mistake, wiped in again. Bren guns could have helped him. Sappers being wiped here as well. They're going to get annihilated, and there we go. Dead Vickers. Panzer IV, Storm Pioneers. Reckless assault there by George. Again, flanked from the Comet, could have done a lot more. Said he's forced to fall back. Then he's lost his sappers, meaning he has to retrain them now. I mean, an option here could be to consider land matches. A heavy barrage here could prove quite devastating against Paulus. Quite devastating if he sort of goes off well, but there you go. Orbstein spotted. He's salvaging the 6-pounder gun as well there. Comet rushing in. There you go. Sends him to running. We got the Panzer IV moving up here. Shoots, bounces. Comet shoots another target. Fire there flying across the fields. Land matches going up there for the last burst. Though of course you could also use trying to attack around it again. Too much head on attacks. Down initially again, pretty decent at flanking, but seems like now he's just completely given up on the fort and flanking here Paulus. Self-repairs finally being utilised. He's finally spending some munitions. This took him ages. Land matches ready to fire. Watching a barrage before, just soon. Section being suppressed. He's firing the land matches. I mean, if you're going to land matches, you're going to do it now. George? Killed in the artillery. How about utilising it? Or not? I guess that wasn't in the cards.
We've lost an
Cleared out, and he's actually calling in a Flammhetzer. He's calling in the Flammhetzer for Germany. Canada Pinman machine gun there. There you go, land matches fire collapsing in the defence. We've got the orbital in there, hiding behind the house. Ah, Scheisse! Not again! This is almost like in Normandy. Almost? Yeah. We had more panzer support back then. Yeah. Flamhead's moving up to support the west. He's not expecting an armoured assault here. Looks like George might act to surprise him by launching an armoured assault there, knocking out the Flamhead. So all of a sudden hiding out there. I mean, he could lay down booby traps to make it hard to grab the victory point. I mean, that would be an idea. The Germans, by the way, are quite fond of them. In fact, there's an entire book you can read on German booby traps, at least from Osprey. No, not a big book, but still a reasonably interesting book on the matter. Like how they did it. I mean, it could include, for example, just, stuffing a mortar bomb on side under the floorboards. When something set it off, boom, everybody in the room dead. They're really sneaky bastards with that. Sandbags up, you can see he's really defending. We got sandbags, we got booby traps. He's really ready to defend here for the fatherland. All of a sudden, they're being caught here. Flamethrower, there you go, almost right, need to retreat, but there's still the booby trap. Sandbags finished, there you go. Suffers some damage, casualties, moving up the contest. I mean, he built it by the wall, not, by the point itself. That's a curious decision now, I think, by Paulus. 33 versus 32. Flamheads here dealing with some troops in the west. 3 kills. Common will hit this into the victory to Raketten. Bad move, don't stand in front of it. Oh, critical mistake here. Caught between 2 Raketten. There's no reconnaissance, no spotting, and his Comet gets knocked out. The Flamheads actually got the kill with the machine gun. Yeah, I'm an ace, Fritz. Shut up, Otto. Shut up. Do you think she'll give me a medal for this? She might actually give you a badge. You know how they are. The numbers matter. Just, don't talk to her about it with a kid in of course, or they'll kill you. But there you go. Game over here. Fast, brutal match here to an extent here between these two players. We got to see the ray of Firestorm doctrine in use. Some nice one. Again, George to an extent flanked, but Promos, as the game progressed, he just stopped flanking. And I think it was the case of, victory point madness or VP rush. Deceased. Again, he just got too focused there. I think he just finished him off. And again, just committed really a lot of bad decisions. Instead of just taking the long move and just, conducting some more sensible attacks and dealing with that way. Plus, no mines. I mean, he could have laid down so many mines. He could have Bren guns. Pierce. He could have done so much with the munitions. He just completely failed. Definitely a mistake there by George. Paulus, on the other hand, got too focused on the one-side map early on. He was close to losing the game because of that. Had he just flanked and harassed more himself, he probably could have done better there as well. So, I mean, it's not like, Paulus is completely without flaws as well, but he did all right. I think he did all right, and overall, so he just did more all right than George in the longer run. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay and provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another Sunday episode. Cheers.